Alright guys, now we're going to go ahead and create the team section. So we'll come down here to the bottom, click the blue circle to add a new section, click regular, and I'm going to choose a 1-column row, so I'll click here. And I'm going to close this for now because I want to put in my background image first. So I'll come over here, click the gear icon, click background, click the image icon, click add background image. I'll come up here, click upload files, click select files, and here's my background image. So I'll select it, click open. And once my image is done uploading, I'll come down here to the right, click upload an image, and you can see it upload the image right onto the web page. So I'm going to scroll down here, and I want to change the background image size. So I'll click here, I'm going to choose actual size. I'll close this, save the changes. And instead of creating all brand new titles from scratch, because I'm lazy, I'm going to go ahead and delete this row by clicking the garbage icon. I'm going to scroll up here, and I'll come up here to the row settings, and I'm going to duplicate this row. So I'll click here, and you can see it duplicated the row and the text modules inside the row. So I'll come over here, and I'll click, hold, and I'll drag down, position it where I want it, and I'll let go. And there you go. Now I just have to change the text and the text color. So I'll come over here, click the gear icon, and I'll type my new text. And you can see if I highlight this, it's already set to heading 4 because we just duplicated the text from above. So I'll come over here to design, heading text, H4, and you can see it's already set to Montserrat and regular. And I'm just going to change the color, so I'll click the eyedropper, and I'll make this very dark gray, almost black. That looks good. And I just want to change the text shadow color, so I'll come down here, I'll click this, and I'll change this. That looks good. Save the changes. Now I'll change the divider line, change the color, and I'll make it the same color as the text. And I want to make it a little bit not as wide, so I'll come down here to sizing. And for max width, I'll just click this down a bit. That looks good. Save the changes. And now I'll change my other text here. I like that. Meet your new team. It makes my visitors feel like the team is theirs. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to design. And we'll go to text. See, it's already set to Montserrat light. I'll change the color as well. Oops. There we go. And save that. I'm going to leave all this the same, except I'm going to choose a different text shadow here. Choose this one. And I want to change the size of the text shadow. So I'm going to decrease this a bit, as well as the vertical length. And I'm going to increase this just a little bit. There we go. That looks nice. So I'm going to save the changes. And I'll save the page. I like how that looks so far. That looks nice. Okay, now we're going to add some person modules so that we can have an image and a bio for each person on our team. So we'll come down here and we'll click the green circle to add a new row. And this time I'm going to choose a 4-column row. So I'll click here. I'll come up here to the search box and I'll type person. I'll click person. And here you can see I added a person module. I'm going to close this for now because what I want to do is I want to make this row wider. I want my first column to be here and my last column to be around here. So I'll come up here to the row settings, click the gear icon, come over here to design, sizing, and I'm going to scroll down here and where it says max width, I'm going to change this to 90%. There we go. You can see it made the column wider and also made the row wider. So I'll save the changes. Come back over here, click the gear icon for the person module. And I'm going to give my person a name. and a position. And let's add some social profile links. You'll see as I add a hashtag for each one of these, they'll start to appear down here. Here you see we have Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and LinkedIn. And obviously I would put in the actual URL, the Facebook page, Twitter page, etc. I'm going to leave the dummy text here. This is where you would add a small bio. Let's upload an image. So I'll click the gear icon, upload files, select files. I'm going to go to my website folder, go to pages, the home page, team section, images, team photos. And here he is right here. Here's Frank. Select him, click open, upload an image, and there's Frank. We like Frank. He's always happy. He's always laughing. He likes to smile a lot. Okay, so now we're going to add a background color, because if I scroll down here, you can see the background image is bleeding through, and we don't want that. So come here to background, click add background color, and I'll just add like a light gray. There we go. You can see it doesn't bleed through anymore. Next, we're going to stylize the title. So I'll come over to design. Actually, first I'm going to change the icon color. We'll do that first. We'll do everything in order here. Click the eyedropper, and I'm going to make these icons a dark blue to match the rest of the website. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that, right click, copy, because I'm also going to use that color for the title text here. So I'll come down to title text. It's already set to H4. And I'm going to leave the title font. I'll make that Montserrat. And we'll make it semi-bold. That looks nice. Now I'm going to click here, the eyedropper, right click, paste. And you can see it made our title blue, just like the same color as the icons. I'll click the green check mark to save it. Everything else looks good, so I'll leave that like it is. Now up here, you could stylize the image if you want. I could round the corners. You can see as I increase it, it rounds the corners. I'm not going to do that though. I'm going to just leave it like it is. I could also add a border. So let's stylize the text here. Actually, I'll leave that one there, and body text is what we want. I'm going to change it to Arial. I'll leave it regular. I'll leave the color the same, but I just want to increase the size a little bit. There we go. Now you can see the text goes right up against the edge of the person module here. It makes it look crowded. I want to have some space between the text there. So in order to do that, we're going to come up here. And we're going to go down to spacing. And we're going to add some padding. So I'm just going to add 10 pixels of padding all around. There we go. And you can see it looks much nicer now. We have some space between the text and the edge of the person module. Alright, that looks good. Okay. I'm going to add a box shadow, and I'll choose this one here, and that looks good enough. I'm going to leave it like that, and let's add some animation. We'll make it slide, and I want this one to slide down. There we go. That looks good. And I'll leave these like they are. Alright, I'm going to save the changes. And now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this, and we'll put it in the second, third, and fourth column, and we'll just change the information here. So I'll click the duplicate module button. I'll come down here, click the cross, hold, and I'll drag it over right here. I'll do that again. And one more time. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and save the page. So far that looks good. So let's go in here and we'll change this one first. And we'll change the name and the position. Scroll down here and we'll change the image as well. Upload files, select files, and here's Zach right here. Click upload an image. There he is. Everything else looks good except one thing. I want to make his, go to design, animation. I want his module to slide up. There we go. Save the changes. Change this one. Change the image. Upload files, select files. There's Jill. Upload an image. There she is. And this one I'm going to change the animation. Actually, no, I'll leave the animation the same. I want her to slide down as well. There we go. Okay, save changes. Last one. And let's see, change the image, probably be a good idea. And I'm going to go to design. And I'll make her slide up as well, just like Zach. There you go. Save changes. Save the page. That looks nice. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and exit the Visual Builder. And I'm going to scroll down here so you can see the animation for each person module that we created. Pretty neat. These two come down and these two come up at the same time. Kind of alternates. Makes it a little bit more interesting. There's one more thing I want to show you before we finish this section. What I want to do is I want to add a cool little effect where when the visitor hovers over each one of these person modules, it pops up to, like, say right here. And then when they take their mouse away, it'll pop back down. There's a real easy way to do that. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. And I'll scroll down here real quick. Expand that. And we'll come to this first person module and I'll click the gear icon. And I'm going to click the design tab. And I'm going to scroll down to spacing. And right here, this is the hover icon. When you click this, it allows you to set a hover rule. And what that allows you to do is change the position where you want your element to be when the person hovers over it. So since this is we don't want anything to happen on default, we'll leave this blank. Now I'm going to come over here and click hover. And if I come down the top margin, click and then drag to the left, you can see the person module slowly moves upward as I drag. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it to where I want it to be when the person hovers over it. That looks good right there. And if I come back to default, that's where it will be before they hover. And then when they hover the mouse over it, it'll move up to there. Pretty cool. So now what I want to do is I want to extend that style to these other three person modules. So instead of going into each one and clicking the hover icon and then changing the margin, There's an easier way to do that. We'll come up to these three dots. I'm going to click that. And I'm going to come down and click Extend Margin. This is the Extend Styles menu. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to extend this style or any style throughout the page, the section, this row, or this column. Since this is the only spot on the entire page where we have person modules, we can just leave it at this page. If we had person modules somewhere else in another section on this page, then we would want to keep it to this section or this row. But for now, we're just going to keep it on this page. So what we'll do is we'll click Extend. And by the way, you can see it says to all persons. You could change and extend this style to, you know, the blurb modules, any other modules here listed. But since we only want to extend it to the person modules, we'll keep it there. So we'll go ahead and click Extend. And then we'll save the changes. I'm going to go ahead and save the page. And now I'll exit the Visual Builder so we can check out our changes. And if I scroll down here, and now when I hover over each one of these, you can see they pop up. Pretty neat, huh? Pretty cool. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and enable the Visual Builder. Come down here. Open this.